many things.
Not only it's flexible,
but also extremely
powerful in every aspect of design.
Learn ServiceNow by joining ServiceNow Star.
Absolutely. ServiceNow Star is a single place where you can get ServiceNow questions and answers so that you can be ready to pass your certification as well as
ServiceNow demo.
Exactly. A lot of demos here in ServiceNow Star. You get a demo on ITSM, ITBM, Service Portal, so many things. Join ServiceNow Star today.
And also the Service Portal.
Yes. Bum bum bum. Join ServiceNow Star today to get a lot of things related to Service Portal. Widget developments, page developments. You'll get a lot of those things, cool features, and also tips and tricks how you can easily develop your own service portal using so many experience gathered from one of the ServiceNow developer, Mohammed Rashid Kamal, has worked in so many high-tech companies. So he's now sharing his experience is with the ServiceNow Star.
Yeah. Become a ServiceNow Star.
There are a lot of releases coming from the ServiceNow. We are in Orlando. Paris is coming up. Quebec
and Rome are going to be in the 2021.
If you want to be on top of your release, which is coming from the ServiceNow, you can join today ServiceNow Star. Join ServiceNow Star today.
That's all we have for today.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our videos. Welcome to the ServiceNow Star and as well as Global Mindset University. My name is Mohammed Rashid Kamal. On today's episode, I would like to discuss about two important code repository where we can manage our code. A code repository. One is, as you can see it on the slide here, the GitHub Repository, and the second one is AWS CodeCommits. We're going to discuss those two. What are the key features, what we can do, what we cannot do, and as well as what are the key features. Both of them, we'll see key features, the pricing, and finally we will discuss about which one is really good for ServiceNow to manage your code. So we're gonna look at those two. It's really an important point, especially this comes whenever you are working with your company or clients, especially when you start at the beginning, your development, you need to have some sort of managing your code where you can keep your code, like committing your code and also managing your code. So that's really an important point to discuss before you begin development. Let's say you are a team of 5, a team of 10, or a team of 20, when you are a really big group, big development group. So in that occasion, at the beginning, you need to discuss how you can manage your code. So that should come at the beginning. So watching this video will help you to decide which way to go. You want to use ServiceNow, which is Git is already installed or already integrated with the ServiceNow. That's the cool part. But I'll tell you what are the features that you're gonna have, and there are some lack that Git doesn't have, but we'll talk all of those in this short video. In addition with that, some of the key features that AWS CodeCommits, right? Where you can store your code, manage your code as a team. Yeah, we can discuss that one as well. So the first thing here is, so what happened with GitHub, which is the Git repository, you can do your work on non-production instance. This means your instance, most probably your client might have a dev instance, a test instance, and a prod instance. Sometimes you might have 4 instances, but usually 3 instances are enough: dev, test, and prod. So where you can use this, the GitHub repository, you can link it with your dev and test instance. Dev and test. There's no way you can work on prod instance. If you are working on prod instance, definitely possible, but you need to use some other ways, like exporting using XML, or you can use an update set. But other than that, with Git, you cannot use in production instance. And also, you can import applications from a Git repository. Let's say in whatever you saved your work in a Git repository, you can bring that one to your ServiceNow. So that's a good way. And another important thing you can do, you can pull or apply remote change from your Git repository. A remote change. And not only that, you can commit all your local change on the instance using the Git repository. Okay, you can commit all using the Git repository. With that, if you want to create a tag to permanently link to a given version of an application, yes, it's possible. I'll show you that one in the demo. So you go to your studio. From the studio, you can link up your specific application to your Git repository. So you can create branch to maintain multiple versions of your application simultaneously. That's another cool feature that Git has, which is already integrated with ServiceNow. And if you want to have like each application must be within its own Git repository. Whatever application you have, they need to have their own Git repository. That's a cool part. In the repository, there is a user credential, and the user credential must have an access to read and write. If you are given to your developers, okay, or your team, you need to make sure that they have a read and write access. If not, that's not possible. So, this is some of the supported feature with the Git, which is already integrated with the ServiceNow. You can edit, which we already discussed, your application repository. So you can edit it, and you can commit all your local change on the instance. Whatever instance you have, all your change you can commit it. That's a good way. And you can apply remote change from a given repository. A remote change, which is possible through Git. And another, if you want to create a branch, definitely you can create a branch. Yeah, that's another cool feature. And also, like if you want to manage your code in different branch, from one branch to another branch, yes, it's possible to go from one branch to another branch, creating branch, or going from one branch to another branch. Yes, you can switch. And also you can import an application from a remote repository. Like if you are familiar with the ServiceNow, especially when you take some of the training, free training in ServiceNow, Now Learning, you'll get some repository code, okay, using the GitHub. So from there, you can import applications to your personal developer instance, to your PDI. It's possible. That's the cool part. But when you come to the features that are not supported within the Git, the most important thing here is mainly the Git, you can use it within a given application. Then a given application scope, so it doesn't support a global application. That feature doesn't have global now. So if you want to manage like a global application, you cannot use a Git. And also, like managing application on the production instance, like I said at the beginning, it's not supported. For the production instance, yes, definitely you may not work on production instance, which is not recommended. So in a situation, if you want to apply like on fly, if you want to make any change, you can use an update set, or you can use an XML. That way you can make a change. But using Git is impossible, totally impossible. And if you want to make any modification to a given file in the application Git repository outside of the instance, it's impossible. If you are outside the instance, you cannot make a change. Even sometimes when you try to, when you link it, your application through the studio, once you link it on the GitHub, it will create a checksum XML. Checksum XML, what does that tell you? That you cannot make any change. The only change you can make it within the ServiceNow, not from outside, right? So all application developers on a given instance, they share a single set of credentials per repository. Yes. So those are the things that are not supported through Git. But when it comes to AWS CodeCommits, basically this AWS CodeCommit is a full-fledged application from AWS, and which is what makes it good. I'm gonna start from the good part because it is free, especially if you have a team of 5 or less. You can manage a team of 5 or less with free. You don't need to pay. And the good part, you can store whatever file you have, right? Something like code or binary, even image. Yes, you can store. There's a little bit of limit to it, but mainly it's free. It's free. Yeah. So it's fully fledged source control service that hosts a secure Git-based repository. A secure Git-based repository. It makes it easier for a team to collaborate on the code and secure and highly scalable ecosystem. I can tell you how much it's scalable it is. It's really scalable. So if you want to scale up your development, you can easily scale up. It's very easy. And also you can eliminate the need to operate your own source control system, or you don't need to worry about scaling of the infrastructure. That's a good part for AWS CodeCommit. And the other important thing, security-wise. So security-wise, it is really secure. Anything from source code to binary. I mean, you can store anything from source code to binary. And security, like I said, it's really secured. And it has an encryption as well, on the fly as well. And so on the rest and also on the fly encryption as both. And it works seamlessly with your Git tool. So whatever Git tool you have, you can use your own, the Git codes, and you can use that. And some of the features which is offered by CodeCommits, AWS CodeCommits, collaboration. Alright, so collaboration. You can collaborate with your team, with the teammates via request, branching, merging. See, all those cool stuffs are here. You can merge as well. And if you talk about encryption, like I said earlier, in transit or at rest is possible encryption. And when it comes to the access control, users with AWS identity and access management, they can control and monitor who can see your code, where they can see it, where they can access it, even the time when they should need to access it. If you want to give them an access in a certain time, yes, possibly you can do that, which is not possible in Git. So that's the good benefit it has with the AWS CodeCommit. And the other important thing, it is really helpful and speed up your development life cycle. Whatever your development life cycle will be speed up. Keep your repository to build and staging and production environment in your AWS. Right, so you can do all of those cool features. And last but not least, you can use your Git commands, whatever Git command, for example, for committing, staging, merging, all those are possible. You don't need to learn any Git commits, Git codes over here. So that's another cool part. And as a final note, with the AWS, like I said, it's free. It has within a limit. Let's say if you are a team of 5, it's going to be totally free for you. But the good thing is, if you want to scale up your project and if you want to scale up more team, you just need to pay $1 per additional active user. That's another important thing here. And another important thing here I want to add on here is on AWS CodeCommits, the code you have here, you can keep it private, right? But if you go to the GitHub, it's mainly public. The only way you can make it private for free is if you have a student account, but especially for government or for any client you have, unless they have their own AWS or GitHub accounts, you cannot have that free version closed or private. So that is the main difference here between the AWS CodeCommits and as well as the GitHub repository. But in general, both of them are good. The only thing is, which one is good for your environment and which one is not. Yes. So if you are looking for a client that they already have AWS, so AWS CodeCommit is going to be a good one. And if you have a team of 5 and want to have just private repository, is also a good way to start with AWS CodeCommit. And if you don't want to have all the headaches for integration, especially the GitHub, it's already integrated with ServiceNow. And the next step, I'm going to show you how you can link up your instance with the ServiceNow, because it's already integrated. GitHub is already integrated with the ServiceNow, and the only thing you need to do is you just need to get that URL, and then you need to use your credential, log in there, and link it up for a given specific application. With that, I want to conclude this episode, but I will come up with the next episode, which is I'll show you how to use GitHub, which is GitHub. It's already there in your ServiceNow instance. I'll show you how to link up your ServiceNow application to your GitHub repository. Let's say this is a very good thing, especially for those of you who are using your personal developer instance. It's a very good way to keep your data. It's because ServiceNow will only give you 10 days. It has an activity monitor for your personal developer instance, and if you are not using it for 10 days, ServiceNow will reclaim your personal developer instance. It happened to me just one time, but what I want to advise all my colleagues who here is maybe new to ServiceNow, or you are thinking to join ServiceNow, whenever you have your personal developer instance, you need to log in every day and do something to it. If not, like if you are inactive for 10 days, consecutive 10 days, so ServiceNow will reclaim your account. So you may be forced to get a new one, which you lose all your development in there. But if you already commit your applications that are in your ServiceNow by linking it to a Git repository, that way you can bring it anytime you want. How cool it is, right? Great! So if you have any question, you can send us at contact@servicenowstar.com. And if you want to just write a comment, feel free to drop your comments here in the comment section. If you haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe so that you can get all the new videos or all the new contents we're going to post here. Alright, until we see each other with the next episode, we wish you have a great day. Bye.